Welcome to part 9 and welcome back to Orxon. Yet again. I don't know why I'm coming back here, but why not? As you can tell, I now have only barely enough money to get myself one of the good stuff there. All because of premium and ultra nanotech. This is the reason why you want to invest in that the metal detector to do it, to get all those bolts. Because if you don't, you'll not have enough to get yourself the actual upgrade to your health. As I've stated previously, that premium nanotech is just a real good way to rip you off. Because all it does is provide you with one extra hit. I mean, it's better than 4, but yeah, it's still a rip-off. The price for ultra nanotech is not 3 times the price of premium nanotech. So you're paying extra for one of those two. So what business do we have here? We're chasing an infobot. Yes, we're chasing an infobot here right now. And I've earned a skill point because I remember to use this thing. I think I'm gonna start... I think this will be the last time I'll be using it on actual enemies. Like, I don't remember ever using this again. The only thing this thing ever stuck with me as an enemy killer was for these skill points. And I'll probably need to elaborate that, yeah, I'm not actually gonna go out of my way to get all of those. Or the gold bolts. Like... at least on recording, I still had to go back and do it all 100% the game again on the PS2. I don't own the HD collection anymore, so that's out of the picture. But I did 100% on PS3. It's one of the many experiences I had of that game. I mean, how else do I explain a collection that managed to screw up my save health so bad it said I completed the challenge mode 123 times. Or, you know, the fact that I got stuck with one of the weapons being in the vendor forever. That's enough of that. Now we're just what else is there to say about Orxon? It's still polluted, it's still bad, it's nasty, it's what happens if we don't treat our planet well. I mean, what else can you say about that without getting political? And that was an interesting thing that just happened. My Glove of Doom spear thing. Well, for starters, it apparently fell off a cliff and still managed to make its target, I think. And 2, it exploded into that strange rainbow explosion. I have no idea what that was, but it was something. Oh, and don't die here, by the way. All these orbs that I destroyed will come back if you die. Look at this. It's an interesting little gate. Too bad our bomb glove is not up for the task. Maybe the suck cannon can do something about it, but I wouldn't bother testing that. Look at that, I proved myself wrong already. I am using it to kill enemies. Until that happened. Oh man. Even when I practice for this stuff, I can't catch a break. Man. Oh, I remember the first time I played this on an HD collection. It was so bad. Like, Spirits was just... like, I know first playthroughs are usually one of those mixed experiences sometimes. Like, nobody is an expert when they first play the game, but... this is one of those... just one of those games where... it could be frustrating to play through the first time. I've died so many times. Well, yeah, and if you die here, you have to go all the way back to where the vendor was. Like where the video started is basically where the checkpoint was. So if you die, back to the beginning of the video. That's how you... It's one way to simulate it. So right now, let me just kill you right now with a snap. There, you're dead.
Hello again, everyone. Supreme Executive Chairman Drek here to fill you in on our progress. We have now found the perfect orbit for our planet, one which will allow for the optimum temperature all year round. However, there is a planet now occupying that orbit, and sadly, for its few insignificant inhabitants, it must be destroyed. That's why we've created this! The Planet Buster Maximus, a device capable of blowing an entire planet into subatomic particles. We're quite proud of it. Here's how it works. We attach the Planet Buster to this ship, fly it into orbit around the planet, and let it go! Kaboom! Quite ingenious, really. Once our trained professionals put the finishing touches on our new planet, everything will be complete. Thank you! Goodbye.
Now this guy's gonna blow up an entire planet? That's just mean.
That's what I've been telling you.
Look, I'm still gunning for Quark. If we end up taking out Drek too, hey, fine. What?
You do care.
Don't push it, pal.
He's only gotten nicer. How's that? Well, yep, this is all the work you have to put into for Planet Orxon. It's one of those levels that I'm going to eternally hate for the rest of my life. So, how's that? If I ever have to see this level again, maybe I won't. I just say that. Look at this, I can finally have so much more control of what I can do in this minefield. Well, Clank, if you try to do that, you're way too slow and you just get blown up. Or you just get one of your gadget bots destroyed. Look at that, as Ratchet, you can just do whatever. Well, apparently you can't walk off that platform. That's something. Oh yeah, and I cut out a whole part where I just screwed around for so long just getting stuff. It's one of those times you gotta cut stuff out. Well, goodbye, Orxon. I hopefully don't have to see you again. In this game, at least. And now to Hoven. And finally pick up that rare titanium thing they talked about. Oh, now we can fill our snow level quota.
That must be the ship that will transport the bomb.
You think? Great work, Detective.
Double tap the R1 button to activate hover, and hold the L2 or R2 button to strafe from side to side.
Oh, Planet Orxon. Instead of focusing on that giant missile that's gonna implode this planet the moment it impacts it, I'm just gonna focus on this path just to fill some greedy guys. Whatever, I don't even know why that guy wants the rare titanium. Other than the fact that it's rare. Look at this. I do this so much now that I have to cut it to pieces. Of course, the ice physics here are just the worst. Like, they're on par with the Crash Bandicoot series' ice physics. At least the Naughty Dog ones. Which means not Wrath. Or Cortex Strikes Back, that one has the bad ice physics. You know, I thought those were bad, but then I played this. At least that game didn't have you do it in 3D too often. Or at the very least, it didn't make you have like pits Because that water just might as well be a pit, because if you touch it, you die instantly. Like, it's too cold to swim in. So don't touch it. Ever. And so what do I remember about Hoven? Well, when I first played it, it was the Ratchet Clank 3 demo. Yeah, this is one of those maps in Ratchet Clank 3. It has no relation whatsoever to anything in Ratchet Clank or Ratchet Clank 3, but just one of those maps. Just a map, just so you can realize it's part of the Ratchet Clank universe. But it was called Hoven Gorge, I believe. Just a simple little two-sided map where you and a friend or 3 other friends could destroy each other's bases. And this is an interesting thing that happened. Oh, enough about that. So yes, this whole part I can categorize as Ice Physics, the platforming challenge. Because the other path, I believe, doesn't have nearly as much ice physics as this. Meanwhile, this one really wants you to ramp it, like, ramps it up. But there's a nice way around the whole ice physics issue. If you ever hover or use the thruster pack, you now have access to stop the physics.
Oh, heck.
Is there a problem, sir?
Y'all wouldn't have any spare parts, would you?
Help yourself.
These dang rocks are too tough. I keep breaking my drill.
That rock is raritanium.
Let me look at that drill.
Well, shoot my dog and call me Sally. Thanks, partner.
No problem. I suppose I could take that rock off your hands, too.
Heck, here you go.
That was like the nicest NPC we've met in the whole entire game. We didn't have to pay him off or anything. And Ratchet also decided to display a random act of kindness. That's something, certainly something. Yep, we finally got raritanium. That wasn't so hard. Except for the whole ice physics part. But like I said, just use the thruster pack. You can negate the physics.
Perfect! This is precisely what I need. You will bring me more raritanium.
You can't be serious.
Well, I tried.
Yep, we finally got the Persuader. Now we have instant access to discounts. Now never expect them again. At least in the franchise. Discounts are rare in this game, in the series. Like, maybe a few games have them, but only in, like, sequels. This game, oddly enough, has it, though. But they needed something to establish, so here we go. Everything's much cheaper now. Not by much, though, so...
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I had to edit this whole entire thing around. I messed up the first time I recorded this. But don't you worry about it. So yes, now we got ourselves a stronger alternative to the wrench. Although, because this game, it's not that useful, it only comes back in one sequel and that's it. I don't think it even shows up in the reimagining. So, it's one of those two-hit wonder weapons. Like, not even like a special reimagining or anything like that, no, this is one of the few games that's in it that has this walloper. I don't know what I was doing there, but whatever. I just managed to get myself enough bolts just to get this thing. Now, if you're wondering, you can go the whole game without buying much stuff, and it's actually a bit easier if you just wait to get the Persuader, and then you can get discounts on everything early on. That's what I ended up doing. But for the sake of the Let's Play, I had to show off the weapons early. So I did. I mean, I could have just gone around the whole entire game messing around with the bomb glove, but something had to be done. Actually, if I remember correctly, you can also pick up... The game technically picks up the other ammo types for you, even if you don't have them. Because I remember if you don't have all the weapons and you fight the Snaggle Beast, yeah, there's this move it does where it takes all your ammo away. I'm sure you've seen it before if you've been watching this whole thing. But one of the things that can happen is that you can have only the bomb glove. And what will end up happening is he'll take away all your bomb glove ammo, and that's not the only ammo that gets taken out of you. You also drop ammo for other stuff. Because apparently you've just been carrying it with you the whole entire time. Don't know how that happens or why that happens, but it just does. Look at that, another gold bolt. I feel proud of myself even more and more. Yes, I think we've seen the Walloper good enough. It's useful for in this game, at least, for what I've used it for. I think it's at least twice as stronger, or not like 3 times as stronger as the wrench. It's useful, but only against wrench and enemies you would use the wrench on. Unfortunately, though, in later games, it only appears in one other game. If I remember correctly, it appears in one more game and it's not too useful. Because, unfortunately, later games, the enemies only get stronger and the returning weapons only get weaker. Like, I think there's only a few... Well, actually, I think this is the only game that has... Yeah, this game's the only one that has the weak returning weapons. Because when these weapons return in the next game, they are not so strong. I mean, it's one way to encourage people to buy new stuff and not rely on the old GAD stuff you bought in this game, but... Yeah. But I guess it's a small price to pay for something, I don't know. I think it's just balancing. I have no idea why. These returning weapons usually don't have this issue in later games. Actually, I need to remember more about the returning weapons. I know Ratchet Clank 2 and 3 have the returning weapons mechanic, but later games I think just give you a discount. And by one of them, I think I think one of the future games has the whole save file mechanic back, and all it does is give you a discount. But the next 2 games, yeah, they return your weapons if you have them in your save file. They'll read it off and you get them for free. No, you won't start off with them, but you'll be allowed to get them free instead of having to pay for them again. And in particular, I think if you have a save... Yeah, I think if you just have a save file for this game, you get a bonus skin in Ratchet Clank 3. But that's all stuff that'll be saved for later. And if you're wondering, no, I don't plan on using the bonus skin in Ratchet Clank 3. There's stuff I gotta show off for that game. So what have we been doing with this Hydro Displacer puzzle? Only getting higher? Just to get to an alternate path. A lot of work to do that, but it's worth it. Of course, I should say this is one of those optional things, because you don't actually need to do this, but it's so much better to get this. Of course, I get distracted by the bolts. I didn't cut this one out. Didn't feel the need to, because there's too much stuff going on at the same time. So yes, we're now over a ravine here. Just a few bridges. And a few bolts to collect. Nothing to worry about. Well, provided you're not reckless with the Walloper. If you're a little too crazy with that, you might just fall off. But I think there's a checkpoint at the beginning of this part, and it's not so bad. And yeah, as you can see here, you want to use the Walloper on these things, because the wrench is not doing a good enough job. Oh yeah, and don't use the whopper on the explosive crates, obviously. That whole generator force thing, whatever it is coming out of the gloves, is not. It does not protect you. It just at least provides maybe an extra punch. That's all I can see, at least. Yeah, here I am getting distracted. I've been through here already. Look at that. It's a very familiar symbol right there at that area. I wonder what it is. I mean, if I hadn't been... Actually, did I ever highlight that in the previous parts? Yeah, I don't think I did. Just one of those things, if you were paying attention, you would know what it is. Just think back, you'll figure it out. Or if you played this game already good enough for you to figure it out.
Hey, buddy, what's shaking?
Oh my goodness. Aren't you just a little angel?
Actually, I'm a little robot.
You're funny, too.
Yeah, but looks aren't everything.
You be nice. I think I got something special for you. How would you like a hydro pack upgrade?
That would be quite helpful for swimming underwater.
Whatever.
There you go, sweetie. You look so handsome.
Thank you, miss. Your craftspersonship is excellent.
If you two are through...
Jealous?
You come back and see me any old time.
Your hydro pack will automatically equip when you are swimming. The hydro pack lets you swim against currents.
Yep, we finally got ourselves a swimming upgrade. And no, don't question why there's a whole shop right there hidden so far behind all that I went through. I think that took up a good chunk of the planet just to get there. Of course, it could be an argument made that maybe it wouldn't have been so long if I wasn't so distracted by the bolts hidden in the snow. But look.
You need a devastator to take out that
No, you don't. As you've clearly saw, I was able to figure out a way to get, you know, a palm glove to work on it. Look at that, I'm going to use the decoy glove for once. As you can see here, the decoy glove does exactly as it does, provide a decoy. Oh, look at that, you can just shoot it down. I have no idea why it recommends a devastator, unless the game just wants you to get everything done right then and there. But yes, the devastator ads do not end. So if you're not getting enough of those ads already, we have some pre-built ones here from Gadgetron themselves. I don't think a game ever gets this bad with trying to advertise a gun, unless you know it's mandatory. I don't know what's the hold up here, but I got stuck doing that. Yeah, these guys aren't so tough. I don't know why they really want you to use Devastator on them. That's a waste of it. You can take them out so quickly with the blaster. Of course, it's another one of those questionable times where maybe you shouldn't be using the blaster so much because maybe they have a lot of invincibility frames. Just another one of those flaws that gets fixed over time in the series. Oh yeah, look at this. You can instantly get rid of them with the suck cannon. If that doesn't devalue them much, I don't know what does. You know, I want somebody to check how long this part took, like to get to the Planet Buster compared to every other path. Because I think I spent more time doing everything else than this. Like, maybe we could argue that the Raritanium path didn't take so long, but I'm pretty sure I took way longer to get to the Robo Shack than I did here. All this just to pay 2,000 bolts just so I can swim faster in the water. Once again, it's optional, I'm pretty sure, but it's useful at least. And if you don't buy it, well, you can always play the later games, you can have it readily accessible. Of course, the one time I go out here, the mines don't come out. How about that? It's never fun when you need it.
We are too late. The ship is leaving.
Hang on. There's an old defense turret over there. Hey, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I sincerely doubt it.
So if you didn't bother with the turret back in Battaglia, this would be the first time you'd be using it. It's also much tougher than in Battaglia, because the enemies, they actively fight back this time. But we'll see it when we get there, in a few seconds. Yep, here we go. I think this one has a bit of a difference with the previous turret. It might be a bit faster, but I'm not too sure. But the big difference is that you'll actually get shot at actively this time. So you're actually going to see my health get chipped down. And you get to listen to all the Blargs scream when they fall. Just those like 1, 2, or maybe 3 clips that you hear. Just over and over whenever you shoot them down. I don't think this will be the last time we're going to be hearing them either. Not that there's any more turret sections though, I don't remember there's any more. Like, I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the last one. So if you don't like them, be glad they're gone. Doesn't mean they're gone from the series, I'm pretty sure they come back later on. But they're a bit different in how they're handled. Aside from the whole shoot stuff, don't get killed. Well, that's just the obvious stuff. And yeah, we're gonna destroy this ship so it can trot the Planet Buster. How different that is from Drek's plans, I don't know, but difference is we're not doing what we're doing is good and it won't end us all. Maybe the water will break us fall, I don't know. Although I don't know how I feel about Hoven holding a whole missile, planet-busting missile in its ocean.
Men, you are about to embark on a very dangerous mission. We will be launching a heavily armed surprise attack from our new moon base against a completely unarmed planet. Actually, that doesn't sound too dangerous. Nevertheless, your orders are simple. Destroy anything that moves. Steal the power generators from Gorda City. Then destroy anything that doesn't move. Oh, and don't forget, have fun.
We must get to the moon base and stop Drek.
No, we have to get to the moon base to find Quark. If Drek is there, Quark is probably with him.
But Drek is going to destroy that city. We must get to the base.
That's what I said.
No, that is what I said.
Fine.
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 No. I can't really defend this whole entire thing too much. There's a reason people really don't like this arc. Everybody just doesn't like Ratchet's attitude in this whole entire thing. He's just a jerk. I mean, yeah. He's blaming essentially a very naive robot. I mean, in terms of how long Clank's been around, just count the amount of hours you've been watching the series. Just look at the parts and think about how they're at least half an hour. That's how long Clank's been around in this world. Anyway, to the gimmick base. Another space station for us to traverse through. See you in part 10. notyourusualZero signing off.